Hello and welcome to another episode of Around the World Today with me, Terry Davis, here on Real Terrier Radio Podcasts.
Podcasts brought to you by Real Terrier Radio.
It's been about 2-3 months since my sabbatical, and I'm back. It's only because I've been covering or helping with sport and other things that we do. But I'm back, and this is episode 6 of the first series for 2018. So hello, and if you haven't listened, you can listen to the other 5 episodes on our website, realterrio.com. No, it's not. It's realterrio.co.uk. Even sorry. Maybe we should get a .com when I look into this. So, is it right that you can tell a person with a hidden disability, so such as dyslexia in this case, that they should go and do something that their disability makes hard for them to do? Would you, if you saw somebody in a wheelchair or a blind person, would you actually go and tell them that they should either go and learn to walk if they're in a wheelchair, or they should go and learn to see and open their eyes if they're blind? Or even better, if they're deaf, they should open their ears? No, you wouldn't. But why is it okay in society that if you have a hidden disability, such as dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia even, or even Asperger's, and so on, that you can actually, people see it that just because it's a hidden disability, there is no disability there? Well, I'm here to tell you that from my point of view, with my disabilities, dyspraxia, dyslexia, and dyscalculia, and the Erling syndrome, and I suffer from depression and anxiety because of those disabilities. Now, with my disabilities, there is only 1 in 1,000 of us. So, to have all of them, there is only 1 in 1,000. So meaning that if there was 10,000 people, there would only be 10 of us in the room or in the stadium that would have all of the syndrome, all of, the parts of disability. Dyslexia and bullying and so on. And I found a story, and I remember this at the time, in 2016 when it came out, about a former employee and a major coffee chain, high street coffee chain, from America, not from Italy, and starts with an S, ends with an S, and that's all I'm going to say because we're not going to give them publicity. However, the story will be on our website under this podcast. So, a member of staff was fired for being dyslexic because she made a mistake. She made a mistake, and it was her dyslexia. I've done it. We've all made mistakes, and I clicked the wrong one. Now, this was a discrimination case because she sued for being fired, because the employer, tried to say she was falsifying documents when she made a mistake because of her dyslexia, and weren't understanding enough. Would you like to know how much she got? Do you know, she was even diagnosed with her dyslexia at the age of 6. I was diagnosed then as well, when I was 6 years old. And this is quite common as well, what it says here, because I'm reading what she's saying. And it says that her parents couldn't understand why her nature and impulsive vocabulary wasn't translated into her schoolwork. Now, I have a very big vocabulary as well, and one of my aunties a few years ago, well, about 10 years ago now, at Christmas, turned around and said, you don't speak like us. You speak really posh, and you use so many big words. Well, yeah, I just don't use them when I'm writing. My spelling is atrocious. And there's a whole reason why we're doing this topic today as well. And yeah, okay, so back to reading. I can relate to what she's going through, because you struggle with your work, but you can speak very good and very, you can pronounce and you can use big words like catastrophe, diabolical liberty, and yeah. So people seem to put you in a box when you mention the words disability, dyslexia, dyspraxia, and they just don't know how to handle you. They think you're stupid and dumb. But none of these disabilities, dyspraxia, dyslexia, actually affect your ability or even your IQ. Shall we talk about my IQ? Yeah, it's about 130, I believe. And I believe that 130 classes me as a genius. And yeah, I'm dyslexic. And I have dyspraxia. And I have the maths form of dyslexia, what's called dyscalculia. And I also have a visual impairment, what's like a visual stress. So I can't read on white paper. Oh, let's not go this. It causes so much trouble when I do. My eye, it's like I see flashing lights in my eyes all of the time, and yeah, it's I sit there sometimes. I was doing it yesterday, actually, when you just sit there and like dots and stuff are coming in your eyes and you're following it around. My mum had to say to me, "What are you doing?" And I went, "Well, I'm just following the thing." So yeah, we've gone off topic. So let's get back on topic. So it was explained to her at the time that her dyslexia, made her brain work a lot faster than what her hands does, meaning that letters or words got skipped. So when she spoke, she sounded so bright, and I don't like that bright. But when I speak, I sound so much better than when I actually write and read, like when I write stuff down. But the written work didn't reflect that of my ability to be able to talk. And, and do that, it just slows my stuff down. That's the thing about any disability. And, you get frustrated. You feel fraudulent using the word that's technically what it is. You don't want to do anything different from everyone else, but you are. And you can't instantaneously tell about a person, from right to left, if they're different or not, until then, when it comes to writing in a job interview or so on. So this lady was, we're going to jump forward because I was reading some of her stuff. Now, she quotes in this article and says, "You can't be dyslexic. You love reading." I've heard that because I actually do like to read from time to time. I read quite a bit online. I read books. I'm in the middle of reading 5 different books at the moment, all online, of course, because I read them from my phone. And I'm reading some logistics books as well. Got to keep your hand in. Now, anyway, so back. Dyslexia is a middle class euphemism for thick, I've been told by hundreds of times. Oh, I've been told that as well. There's nothing wrong with you. You just can't read or write. You're lazy. I love that one because actually, go to hell. That's what I tell them. You can't be dyslexic. You love reading. We've already had that one. However, you can do an English degree. You can't do how can you do an English degree if you're dyslexic? Oh, I've had that one, but about maths, because I have the maths dyslexia, and I was studying logistics, and they didn't get it although many have not been formally diagnosed, so really not many people actually know that they have this thing, and they could be struggling to read out there. That's quite shocking. Now, so, yeah, it's, life. So let's get back to it. Why do people feel that treating someone with a physical... why do people treat people with a physical disability different to them of a hidden disability? But, you, like I said at the beginning of this segment, you would not go out and tell a blind person to open their eyes and see what they're doing. You would not go out and tell someone in a wheelchair that, they should learn to walk and they're lazy. But it is okay, according to some people, to go out and tell a dyslexic person who has a hidden disability that they should learn to read and use proper grammar. If you ask me, to go out and say that to a dyslexic person is bullying them, just like you would be doing if you do it to a blind person about their sight, or a person in a wheelchair about their mobility problems, or a deaf person about their hearing, or someone with epilepsy because they're having a seizure. It is appalling. It shouldn't be happening in the 21st century. Whatever happened to treating people like you would want to be treated? And I love it, because I got into an argument about this, because I have a micronation, and I've done an episode on that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to do another one soon, and I joined this website, and my grammar, and I'm editing the pages and stuff, and my grammar and punctuation is all over the place. The owner of the website, when I asked him a few questions about the new EU laws, because actually this website is saving your data. Now, since the EU laws and stuff have come in, this is all different and it's illegal to do now. So he then made a comment about my spelling, grammar and punctuation, to which I replied, "I'd like to thank you for that, however, I'm dyslexic." Now, if I was him, and I had made the same kind of comment, and someone told me, "Yeah, I'm dyslexic," I would apologise for what I have just said, instead of being an arrogant nincompoop. Now, I personally wouldn't go out and tell a blind person that they need to open their eyes. I personally wouldn't go out and tell someone in a wheelchair that they need to learn to walk. I wouldn't go out and tell someone who is deaf that they need to learn to hear. We're all made differently for a reason. Can you imagine if we were all the same, what the world would be like? It would be a very boring place. We're all made differently. We're all... we all have different things. Some of us have disabilities, some of us don't have disabilities. Some of us have one leg, some of us have two legs. Some of us have one arm, some of us have no arms. Do you know what I mean? Some of us can see, some of us have to go in wheelchairs. Some of us can read, some of us can write. Some people have money, other people don't have money. But can you imagine if the world that we were all things? So why do we treat everyone different? Why can't we just be happy? And, does it really matter if a person has a disability? Yes, they tell you that they have a disability, but why do you keep on about it? Does it matter about religion in 2018? Does it matter about sexuality? Why are we always trying to use the labels, but then go after them and trying to, like this whole Islamic phobia and, Boris Johnson. But anyway, that's enough from me today. It was only a quick 15 minutes, and I'll see you next week for episode 7, and goodbye.
Podcasts brought to you by Real Terrio Radio. around the world today here on Real Terrio Radio.